This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
Well, this is Saturday, April 25th, and you have entered overtime, folks. Glad to be back sitting here for the first time in what feels like an eternity. The boss man himself, Chris Dewar, was kind enough to let me share his throne for a Saturday night, and I'm going to take and I'm going to run with it. Chris himself should be just arriving back on a very deserving vacation as we speak. Burnt to a crisp or not, I'm sure it was paradise. Well, it was far from paradise around this neck of the woods today, and our local docket took a supreme hit of cancellations, more or less turning this night and this day into overtime into a very dull and boring one, right? Well, that's where you got it all wrong. But the power instilled in me, I somehow came up with a local sports show that you'll all enjoy. So sit back, crack a stew, kick your feet up, and just relax. Now, whether it rained or not, there was no stopping Quincy University football spring game this afternoon. After their power move of an offseason filled with signature recruits and coaches, Tom Pagic and company got a chance to show off their Corvette today, one final time at what is now their former home at Flynn Stadium. Well, I'll tell you what, Nick Lonergan, the fourth-year starting quarterback, he's going to hook up with freshman Ryan Finders right here. Lonergan just looked strong early on in this one. Didn't play a whole heck of a lot today, but his feet were quick. How about the reaction right there? Catching that one with one hand right there, his pass over the middle. That's going to be complete. The defense, though, did not give him a lot of room to throw today. We get a little Blake Allison field goal right here. That would be the first points on the day for the offensive side of things, and the defense has just really picked it up. They're going to stuff Chris Harris right there. They were flying all over the place today. We're going to see freshman Robbie Kelly from Jacksonville right here. Only had 1 year of playing experience at quarterback at the high school level for the Crimsons. The coaching staff really high on this kid. I wonder why. He can move outside the pocket and make throws like that. Defense going to be stuffing the run again, though. Freshman T.J. Daniels among the tacklers right there. Coaches really like him as well. Lonergan back in the fold right here. How about this strike? He's going to hook up with Ryan Finders once again, and Mr. Finders going to give us a little dance in the end zone right there, and his teammates going to come celebrate. Nice looking stuff right there. Coach Tom Pagic not happy after that one, but Robbie Kelly was happy after this. He's going to find D.J. Daughtry over the middle. Beautiful looking throw right there. Offense takes down the defense 23-19. Coach Pagic, please, afterwards.
Good day today. You know, everybody asks, what were your goals? For us, it's always fundamentals and technique. We have to get better individually. We accomplished that. We returned a lot of production from last year. We graduated some production, but only 13 seniors. And a lot of the guys returning are redshirt juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. So to continue to win last year and to go forward, they're still young. So we got to make sure we don't say, hey, we're pretty good now because we won 6 games and had a winning record, and those guys are still 1 or 2 years removed from high school.
Our defense looked good. Offense did a lot of good things. I really liked the intensity and the pop we were bringing, and at the same time we were smart about it. We were competing against each other, but we weren't wrapping up ankles or doing anything to kept everyone up. So it was a good spring game.
It's Nick's time.
Yeah.
He's had a great career. We all wish him. We all hope he prepares well like he's done in the summertime to have a lights-out senior year to really help us win.
We put in the work. The coaches, like Coach Pagic was saying, we put in the work from the fall to now, and basically it's on us from here to fall camp. We got to go out individually and get together as a team as much as we can and just drive it and push it and improve.
We had a great organizational year from 15 spring practices. We got better individually. We got better fundamentally. And after today, and we'll see it on film, a lot of young guys. So all those redshirt freshmen that we recruited are now going to add to the mix. You had T.J. Daniels on defense, number 54, Jeff Hingle, number 33, Brandon Walker on offense, number 4, Jamal Glaspie at right tackle. So a lot of new guys are playing. I thought it was a good spring for us. I thought we got better.
Well, definitely it got better. They look good out there today, and they just look like a Division II football team. Fun to watch those guys fly around there, and we were watching football today, so I got a little bit excited. I think everybody was excited out there. Good little turnout out there. They had a nice cookout afterwards with all the family and friends. It was a nice little showing out there today from the Hawks. We'll take a look at their 2015 2015 schedule, just the beginning of it, because I'll tell you what, it's going to get even tougher as we move on. But in the beginning, they've got Northern Michigan. They're going to go there. Remember, Northern Michigan came to QU Stadium last year, and they beat up on the Hawks 31-14. But I'll tell you what, the bright spot in that game was sophomore to be, I should say now, Cody Wood from Jacksonville. It was kind of his coming out party. He had 8 catches for 103 yards. Not too bad for a freshman, and he was a real bright spot on the day when they played Northern Michigan that day. But they're going to be heading out there, playing a dome, so it'll be kind of easy conditions for them, but it'll be a tough game nonetheless. So looking forward to that one. And then, of course, a game a lot of people remember. I know I do. Down in Jeff City last year, went down there. A beautiful day. It was hot out. Lincoln's going to be coming to town this year. QU got thumped big time by them last year, 42-13. The Hawks outgained Lincoln, but the Tigers running back rushed for like 100 and some yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground, and they were just able to outmuscle the Hawks. And it was a tough atmosphere down there. They just didn't have it. Nick Lonergan couldn't get comfortable in the pocket, and the Hawks fell. But I'll tell you what, they're going to have them back and hopefully at their brand new confines this year. So that's going to be exciting. Then they're going to go to Southwest Baptist, and QU beat Southwest Baptist last year 59-34. And Chris Harris, if any of you can remember, rushed for 225 yards that game. Had a 93-yard touchdown, 7 TDs. I think he broke a record. Just absolutely blowout game, and the Hawks went on to win that one 59-34. So they're going to be going down there this time, so we'll see what happens. And then their 4th game in the season, St. Joseph's is going to be coming to Quincy, and last year they had to go to St. Joseph's over there in Indiana, won 17-7. It was a rainy day, though, just poor playing conditions despite that. Eric Poindexter, he still had a big day with 114 yards. He's going to have a big-time year, folks. He's a fun player to watch, can catch everything, runs good routes. He's just got good body control in the air. So definitely going to be a good player for the Hawks this year. But I'll tell you what, Nick Lonergan, he looked poised in the pocket today. Quick release, quick feet. Tom Pagic very pleased afterwards, and the defense was just flying all over the place. So I think that is going to be a unit. Their front 7 is going to be as good as anybody in the conference, and that's where you win football games. So they are going to be as good as anybody in the conference. It's going to be fun to watch them play and see how they develop through the first couple of years. And this is the 4th year Tom Pagic's recruiting classes. So, some of these guys haven't even stepped on the field yet. Remember this past year, bringing in a lot of different guys, a lot of players from this area. Dalen Anders from QD. Got a couple other guys, including Cody Leonard from over in Carrollton, who's a stud player. If you haven't had a chance to watch him play, they played Central 2 times this year, and Cody Leonard, a star in a lot of those games. That kid can just really play. He's only going to get bigger. He's only going to get stronger. And QU, I'll tell you what, they are on the rise. And if people don't get out there and watch them this season, they're going to be making a big-time mistake. So that's QU spring. They wrap it up. They're going to be looking forward to August. Going to be an exciting season. Another team looking forward to the 2015 season, that's WIU and Bob Nielsen. They're going to be focusing on defense as well. They finished 2nd to last in the Missouri Valley. This is their spring game last night. Eddie Holzschlag right there going to be making the tackle. He was all over the place last night. We're going to see Mr. Brett Taylor from Macomb getting in some action right there. How about the nice pickoff? Can't do that right there. Running down the sidelines. They're going to blow the whistle. We'd see more from Holzschlag after that last night. I said he was just all over the place. Trent Norvell is going to give the handoff right here to Drew Patterson, and Holzschlag, he's just going to disrupt that. And here comes the rest of the purple shirts flying in there to make the tackle. The offense going to get going after that. Offense was exciting last night. Norvell is going to find Isaiah Leisure. This kid from Wisconsin, got to throw that out there. He goes in 41 yards out. 42-20 in favor of the defense at that point. The defense started extremely strong. How about Sam McGuire, quarterback, now going to find Joey Borsellino, the Italian, probably eating a lot of meatballs and Italian sausage before he went out there on the field. Nonetheless, he goes in from 55 yards out. 45-27 at that point. And then we thought we'd throw in some Nate Knupham right here, booting the lemon right through the uprights right there. He had a nice night as well. Going to have a big season from him. And then I love the play fake right here from Norvell. Just beautiful looking stuff. And who else was he going to find? Lance Lenore, before Lenore can get his hands on it. Right there, beautiful one-handed grab, giving the folks a show. He was second in the conference with 780 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. Devin Sanders going to go in from 1 yard out as well, and that would cap it off as the offense takes down the defense yesterday at the spring game. And good showing from those guys up there. We'll take a look at their schedule as well because, as everybody knows, the Missouri Valley, toughest conference in the FCS. Well, they're not going to face, for the first 3 games, they're not going to face any Missouri Valley Conference foes. They're going to be playing some even tougher teams. And I'll tell you what, Eastern Illinois, a tricky game right there. They finished 5-7 last year. They play a lot of quality competition. That's going to be a battle. So, no easy games as soon as WIU starts the season. And then obviously they're going to go to Illinois over there. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be a heck of a game. But you got to remember, too, WIU gave Wisconsin fits early on there, early in the season. I believe it was the second or the third game that they played them up there in Madison. So, a tricky game for Illinois down there. Remember, Illinois losing Mike Dudek, the freshman wide receiver, caught for over 1,000 yards this year. That kid was a big-time player. So that is going to be a big loss for Tim Beckman and the Illini. So you never know with WIU. They can go in there. They got to find a running game, though. Remember, J.C. Baker, he's gone now. So they got to find a running game. Looks like they got Lance Lenore, and they got the other freshman as well. So we'll see if they can develop a passing game there. Illinois just, struggles to defend the passing game, so we'll see what happens there. That's going to be a fun game. And then obviously they go down to Coastal Carolina. Not sure if Chris Dewar is making this trip or not, because I remember our old buddy from here, Joe Morano, he's now the sports director down there in Myrtle Beach, and offering Chris Dewar a hot and a cot. So I'm not sure if Chris is going to go down there and cover the game or not, but I'll tell you what, he's crazy if he doesn't, because that's going to be fun. Coastal Carolina, and they just installed the blue turf down there at Coastal Carolina, I saw. So that's going to be a fun game. And Coastal Carolina, a very, very good football team. Finished the season 12-2. They lost to North Dakota State in the quarterfinals, 39-32 in front of 18,000 at the Dome, Open North Dakota. So that's going to be a fun game and tough competition. So WIU is definitely going to get tested in their first 3 games of non-conference competition. And then Southern Illinois, they're going to come into Macomb. Remember, WIU went down there last year, and unfortunately they fell 34-17. So we'll see what happens if they come up and come to Macomb. Definitely going to be an exciting first 4 games for WIU, and they'll get tested early. We'll see what kind of a team they are through the first 4 games. Maybe they go 3-1 in that. Maybe they go 2-2. I think 2-2 would be ideal. You get a first win against Eastern Illinois on the road, kind of get your confidence up, and the next 2 games are going to be very, very difficult, because you got to go to you got to go to Illinois, and then you got to go down to Coastal Carolina. So two tough games, and then Southern Illinois going to be coming into Macomb. So definitely a manageable schedule to go 2-2 in there. And, that would be great, because, you go 1-0 in the conference to start it off, and that wouldn't be too bad either. So there you have it, WIU 2015 football, beginning of the football schedule, I should say. Well, let's get to some high school softball from today. QD Slam going on with a limited 2-game slate. Central in the early game taking on Caneland. That's Bray Gangabacher right there getting the strikeout. Her team down 6-1 against a very good Caneland team. More good stuff from her in the 5th, though. She got better as the game went on. Just didn't get a lot of run support today. Sure-handed Elena Vance doing what she does best in the infield right there. Nice snag from her. Throw out at first. Get out of the inning. Caneland getting to Miss Gangabacher in the 6th, though. Hard to hit first. Allows Rachel Ulrich to come around and score. That makes it 7-1 Caneland. Lady Panthers trying to rally in this one late. Brianna Hildebrand going to drive that one through the middle. That puts runners on the corners. Central putting some heat onto the 7th here. Elena Vance now at the dish. She's going to hit a sac fly out in the left. 1 run's going to come in to score. Now 8-2 in favor of Caneland. Lady Panthers would strand runners, and despite Gangabacher's still dealing on the mound, Camp Point just couldn't crawl back in this one. Caneland just a very, very good team as they beat QD yesterday. They beat Central today. Final count in that one, 8-2. Well, game 2 of the Slam, Central with a quick turnaround to play high-powered QD. Story of this one, as it often is, Ashley Wenstein was basically unhittable. A nice bounce-back performance from her last night against Caneland. First inning, Lady Raiders already threatening with Kendra Gangabacher on second. Sawyer Whalen at the dish. She cranks one out in the left. That plates Gangabacher. QD with an early 1-0 lead as Whalen's going to hustle all the way into third. You can hear Coach Orrin yelling right there. The dangerous Jenny Polly up at bat next. Even so, though, the ball's going to get away right there at first. Whalen's going to trot in for QD's second run of the ball game, and it would be Peyton Oden's turn next to deliver the juice at the plate, and she's going to hit to right. That's going to bring in I'm Sailing Away, Sailor. She's coming on in. Sailor Gengenbacher into the plate. Oden's going to make it 3-0 in favor of Lady Raiders. Central trying to get back and come back right here, but nothing going. Wensing just as cool as a cucumber. Can't get anything by her. She throws that one out at first. After that, just an onslaught of strikeouts for Miss Wensing. Just too fast, too good. How about another from Miss Wensing? She was just lights out today on her game. A lot of great defensive plays in this one, too, as well. Ariel Gengenbacher has hands the size of frying pans with that club. Can't get that by her. Nice over-the-shoulder catch. Not too many people who can make that grab, but she can. After that, Brianna Hildebrand wants to get in on the web gem action. Fly out to center. Hildebrand with a diving over-the-shoulder catch of her own, regardless of getting soaked from the field. She's going to make a gorgeous grab. Sensational 7-worthy. After that, Q&D gets another run. Emily Kite, sack fly. Here comes Sawyer Whalen. Again, I love these Q&D names. They've just got, all these girls have great names. 4-0 Q&D at that point. We'll leave you with another nice catch out in the outfield. Hannah Jansen getting it done for the Lady Panthers, but it was all Lady Raiders who won this one today. Final count in that one, 8-0. Let's get to you a couple scores today because we don't have too many of them, but there are some out there. Illini West gets it done 1-0 over Chicago Holy Trinity Catholic. Colton Mellinger, he is the winning pitcher in that one. He gets it done. Nice little win for him, 1-0. Also today, Q&D girls soccer is going to take down Warrenville 3-3. Olivia Dreyer and Erica Obert get goals in that one. Also on the day, we had Q&D playing again. They lost to Peoria Notre Dame 2-0 in that one. And then we head over to Missouri, a nice little tournament over there. Hannibal can't get it done, though, in that game. It's 3. They go down 3-1 in that one. And also Hannibal gets it done over Moberly, I should say, 3-0. So a nice quality win for them as they split on the day. And Hannibal, a good team. They've got a nice group of girls who can, just score at will. And it's been a tough tournament out there today. I don't think the weather's been too great, but I'm not too sure. I want to talk to my producer really quick in the back, my director in the back. He's telling me we got the story. We got the story? Oh, we got the story. That's even better. Well, back to baseball, and a team that's been back to their winning ways in Scotland County's 2014 run to the district final. There was one element that never failed them all season. That was pitching. With veterans Corey Kiger and a guy like Austin Thrasher who went to the district title game without giving up an earned run, the Tigers were a tough team to beat. Now, this season, it's the other way around. Daniel Burns' crew is relying on their bats to drive in a copious amount of runs. Then their defense shuts the door. A defense with athletes all sharing a common thread. Back up who's ever on the mound.
Those are huge shoes to fill, and we knew that we weren't going to do that. So we've got a lot of guys that can throw and that can get across the plate and let our defense play, and we know we're going to score runs.
It's always been there with us. Just in the past, we haven't been having to do it. We just had 2 stud pitchers, and this year we don't have 2 stud pitchers to rely on. We just really stepped up a lot this year.
I have great confidence in my team. They've came through so far, and hopefully they'll come through for the rest of the season.
It's not to say the Tigers were offensively challenged last season, but they fed off their aces to help score runs. This year, it's everyone's ability in the lineup to deliver, and it's come from work they've put in away from practice.
We're scoring a lot of runs. Offensively, 1 through 9, we're hitting the ball. We're putting the ball in play.
We got a building built this thin over at right there behind Gassmore in town. We've been going there a lot in the mornings and after schools, and been doing a lot more hitting than what we have in the past.
Throughout the lineup, guys are hitting the ball. We've got subs coming in off the bench that are hitting the ball, putting the ball in play.
One player in particular who has been dominating at the plate is Tyler Buford. In back-to-back games against Schuyler and Clark County, he hit 4 home runs and 12 RBIs.
All I'm looking for is line drives, base hits. Just trying to come through for my team. That's all I want to do.
He does an excellent job of not overanalyzing everything. He hits, you have some guys that hit home runs and their season's over because, they start dipping their shoulder, they try and do too much, they overthink everything. He's not that guy. He stays within himself, and every single time, and all of his home runs, even on the smaller fields, have been line drives, solid shots. So he's been doing an excellent job, and when he's up to bat, something good's going to happen.
In the past, he's hit a lot, but not the power that he's been having. I mean, I don't know what got into him. I just think his senior year just finally clicked, and he's been doing really well offensively, and then as catching, he's just doing amazing too, throwing kids out, and that's what we needed as a leader like that.
Boy, he is a fun guy to watch. Well, when we come back, we're going to be talking about John Wood and their hat trick of signings this week. Give you a little wrap-up on that when Overtime gets back.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
Well, the signing frenzy commenced for now yesterday, and looking back on what truly was a historical week, it's hard to ignore what Brad Hoyt and his staff did on bringing in 3 top-tier Tri-State players, or any area for that matter. The Blazers will now have the services of 3 young men in Canton's Gabe McKenzie, Highland's Austin Richmiller, and Quincy High's Lincoln Elby. All would think the success the Blazers had this past season would be the reason for their signage, but not so fast. For my time being here, what I've seen Brad Hoyt do with players is vastly underrated. You can tell he's a player's coach and instructs his expert tutelage upon talent. And in order to be a good coach at the college level, you have to be a good recruiter, which he is. Everyone's hard work will now come together at the Confines down 48th Street, a group that is going to be a blast to watch. Canton's Gabe McKenzie highlights the John Wood recruiting class for the area this offseason. The All-Stater for the Tigers will leave the Show Me State as his school's all-time leading scorer. He averaged 23 points a game this season and now gets a fresh start with a program ready for his services.
It's a big relief. I've been pretty stressed out these past couple weeks, and I feel like I made the right decision to go to a group like this with coaches like this and a program that's had a lot of recent success. I feel really comfortable with my decision, and I'm very relieved. Support from my family and friends and just the community has been really helpful through 4 years, and to have that be able to carry over for my next 2 years is definitely huge.
With 2 other top local players heading to John Wood, McKenzie has already shared the floor with a few times. He couldn't turn down this opportunity.
I played with those 2 guys actually in some summer ball, and I know them decently well. Pretty cool kids, good guys. And it was definitely a draw having 2 more local kids coming to the same school. Our expectations are high, and this is a really good group. And with the coaches, they do a really good job, obviously, with the past couple years group. And hopefully we can make it.
Well, McKenzie's status was in limbo until about a week ago. The man who was responsible for his school's all-time leader in scoring reached out and told Gabe he'd be heading to John Wood, perhaps at one final attempt to lure McKenzie to become a Blazer. Highland's Austin Richmiller is ready to bring his versatile style of play and his work ethic to a national contender.
I felt comfortable with Coach Hoyt, and they're just a very successful program, and I knew going there would make me a better basketball player. That makes me really excited. I know we have a good recruiting class coming in because, like I said, the next 2 years I want to win a national championship with John Wood, so but having good guys around me will really help. I'm going to try to bring hard work. I'm going to be able to try to guard anybody and just score like I always have.
Well, there was no one who wanted to win more than Richmiller when he was on the floor, and he's going to bring that same mindset to John Wood and make sure he puts in the hard work.
Talking to Coach Hoyt, I'm going to have to move outside and improve my outside game a little bit, but I'm ready for it. We've been going to some open gyms. I've been working on it, and I'm just going to have to play outside a little more. It gives me confidence to know that I can play at the next level. I know John Wood's a successful program, so I'm going to have to work hard for my spot. There's a lot of good recruits coming in with me, so it's going to be tough, but I know I can do it.
And finally, the floor general from Quincy High who grew up around the program. Lincoln Elby brings a whole lot of upside and experience along with him that fits the Blazers' identity. And even though there were other suitors, this has always been the right spot.
I know that the tradition that I've had with John Wood has always been so awesome and great that I knew at a couple of years ago I started to think that John Wood may be the school that I really want to go to. And I know that Blackhawk they recruited me some, and I had a coach, Coach Bizzari, and he was my AAU coach, so I knew him really well, and so that was in the back of my mind that, I could always go there, but I know John Wood would be a better place to be.
And because of his upbringing courtside while his dad was the head coach at John Wood, Elby has always been a Blazer, but he knew this week was when he had to make it official.
It really made me want to be part of it, and when I was younger, I was always at the games, and I always wanted to play, and Dad put me in the game, but it's really going to come true. I'm really going to be part of it, and it's going to be awesome. Having better players around me and having people that can produce more for themselves and some more for me, then I think it'll make me a better player on the court and being able to take my game to the next level.
What a group. Illini West, Braden Bennett expected to sign with the Blazers as well. More overtime when we get back. Couple of national scores to pass along to you. You Cards fans probably happy about this. They get it done up in the Dairyland 5-3 over the Brewers. Matt Holliday with a big-time home run, and that, of course, Adam Wainwright hurt in that game. Probably do not like that. Cubs and Reds, they were rained out this afternoon. Also in the NBA today, the Bulls fall up in Milwaukee. The Bucks get it done. They win Game 4, 92-90. Going to be a Game 5 in that one. And also the Blackhawks take down the Predators. That means they win the series 4-3. They get a late goal. Patrick Kane, a goal in that one